Hello everyone, welcome to the Little Chapel of Faith. My name is Tina. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. We have platforms on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. If you're on any of those or all those, please like, subscribe, and share. We are here with the readings from the Autobiography of St Therese. So we're going to continue where we left off yesterday. It was his day of triumph, his last feast on earth. He had no more to offer. His whole family belonged to God, since Celine had told him that later on she too was going to leave the world for Carmel. He being the father, in case you were not here for yesterday's reading. Overjoyed, he had replied in his incomparable way, "We must go at once to the Blessed Sacrament and thank our Lord for the graces he has showered upon our family and for the honor he has done us in choosing his brides from my house. For it is indeed a great honor that he should ask me for my children. If I had anything better, I would not hesitate to offer it to him." Anything better he had himself, and God received him as a victim of Holocaust. He tried him as a gold in the furnace and found him worthy of himself. The sacred ceremony over. As I was returning to the convent, the bishop intoned the Te Deum. A priest told him that this hymn of thanksgiving should only be sung at a nun's profession. But having been begun, it was sung right through. Perhaps it was only fitting that a feast day, which summed up all the rest, should be crowned. The moment I set foot in the cloister, my eyes fell upon my little statue of the child Jesus smiling at me from the midst of flowers and lights. I turned towards the quadrangle, and I saw that it was completely covered in snow. What delicacy on the part of Jesus to gratify his little bride's every desire. He had sent her snow. What mortal man could cause one flake to fall from the sky to charm the one he loves? Everyone was really astounded, because the temperature was all against it, and I know that since then, many, on finding out that I had such a strange love of snow and about my wish, often called it the little miracle of my clothing. So much the better it was. A little stranger. It only goes to show the unbelievable condensation. Oh my goodness gracious. Condescension of the spouse of virgins, who loves his lilies to be white as snow. You know, sometimes you just have those words that just won't come out. The bishop came in after the ceremony and showed himself a real father, reminding me in front of all the priests who were with him of my visit to Bayeux and of my pilgrimage to Rome, without forgetting how I put out my hair. Then, taking my head in his hands, for a long time, he made much of me. Our Lord made me think of the caresses he would so soon be lavishing on me in front of all the saints. What wonderful consolation it brought me, so inexpressible sweetness, like a foretaste of heavenly glory. I have said that the 10th January was Father's Day of Triumph. I liken that day to Palm Sunday and the entrance of Jesus into Jerusalem. Father's glory of the day was followed, like that of his divine master, by a sorrowful passion, and as the sufferings of Jesus pierced heart of his mother, so the sufferings and humiliations of the one who loved best on earth pierced ours. I remember June 1888. We feared he might have cerebral paralysis, and I surprised our mistress by saying to her, "I am suffering very much, Mother, but I feel I can suffer yet more. I am not expecting at the time the trial which was in store for us. I did not know that on the 12th of February, only a month after my clothing, Father would have a bitter chalice to drink. I did not say I could not suffer more than I knew that. I can find no words to express our anguish, and I am not going to try. Later on in heaven, we will love to recall the dark days of exile, and indeed, even now, Father's 3 years of martyrdom seem to me the most desirable and the fruitful years we ever have had, and I would not exchange them for the most sublime ecstasies. In fact, of such a priceless treasure my heart cries out in gratitude. Blessed be thou, my God, for the days wherein thou have afflicted us. Darling mother, it was so bitter it crossed, and yet how precious and sweet, since drawing from our hearts such acts of love and gratitude. We no longer walked along the way of perfection. We ran. Leonie and Celine were no longer of this world through living in its midst. The letters they used to write at this period breathed a wonderful resignation, and I shall never forget Celine's visits. Far from keeping us apart, the bars of the grill only brought us closer together. We were animated by the same thoughts and desires, by the same love of Jesus of souls. No word about earthly matters passed our lips. As before at La Bisonnet, my winged way, not only in the thought but also in heart, beyond all space and time, chose to suffer and to be despised on the earth, that we might taste eternal happiness. My desire for my suffering was fully realized. Yet it lost none of its attraction, and it was not long before my soul had to share my heart's martyrdom. My dryness increased. Both heaven and earth denied me consolation. Yet, though surrounded by the waters of tribulation, which I sought so ardently, I was the happiest person in the world. I spent time a betrothal like this, a betrothal which went on far longer than I would have wished for, even when my year was up. Our mother told me I must not dream of making my profession yet, as the superior was against it. I had to wait 8 months more. I'm going to leave it there for today. I'm having a little problem reading, so been not having very many bad days with my eyes, but unfortunately today it just happens to be one of them, so I do apologize. But anyway, that is all for today. I hope you're all having a beautiful day. Be well, be safe, be kind to each other. May God bless us all.